Good morning everyone, and welcome back to more Stardew Valley. Previously, we experienced more of spring, including Vincent's birthday, explored more of Ginger Island, getting more gold walnuts and trying to repair that island slowly but surely, and, well, we got our last tool upgraded to Iridium, meaning we have all Iridium tools. This time, we're starting the day off, like we do every other time. Nothing super spectacular to start off the day. Tomorrow is going to be raining on Ginger Island. Terrible luck, means we'll want to keep that in mind. Items pilot like crab pots. Experienced anglers know how to craft crab pots. Despite the name, the pots can be used to catch a wild variety of aquatic creatures in both fresh and salt waters. Place the crab pot in the water and load the bait. Come back next day and check on it, see what you caught. You'll need to load it with bait again to catch more. Thanks for the tip. Again, the tips become way less useful. Have you any time to play with Ren today? Maybe a second child will make things better. What the frick, Penny? Chill. We literally just had Ren, dude. Come on now. But no, I haven't had time to play with Ren because he sleeps all the time. But yeah, so starting the day off, we're gonna be getting to the same old. Is a bad luck day, but today's the bookseller, so we could potentially go and see if we have any funds there. Terrible luck day means we don't want to go to the Skull Caverns. Oh, thank you, Sandy. You sent us tomka, that one type of soup I can never say the name of properly. But I guess we'll look around, try to make sure we do our daily things. We still have some green beans to harvest. I don't know if we need to sell any green beans or if we've sold enough. Because if you recall, one of the things we're trying to do is sell 15 of each crop. Okay, we've only sold one green bean, so we're definitely going to be trying to sell our green beans for a little bit until we reach our number we need to reach. Of course, like always, I doubt there's really anything here I'm going to show. So I'm just going to skip till we get to whatever I'm deciding to do or the first topic of the day. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Starting the day off, we're heading to Robin's, though maybe not to talk to Robin. Never mind. We want to give Sebastian a seaweed, as that's one of our missions we have from last time. I don't think I have anything here I really want to work on, so I'll pass for now. But yeah, we need to try to find Sebastian. I also brought a frozen tear. Hopefully we can get him to max hearts, because he's only one heart away from being max. I don't really know fully where he goes. For the most part, I thought he just stayed in his freaking room, unless it was raining or something, but maybe he went somewhere else, I'm not entirely sure. Where we tried to find him? Ooh, artifact trove, and we got a chewing stick, which is not really worth too much. I'm just gonna throw it away. Wait, doesn't he go up towards the, no, tomato shirt and a, rusty cog. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Sebastian sometimes does go up to the train station, which works out because if we help here, I believe, yep, we'll have a cutscene. Ah, Ryan, I've been waiting for you. Have I ever told you I used to be married? Strange, I know, for a man like me, but it's true. My wife and I were together for many years until I made a mistake that drove her away. Her anger and envy were so intense that she turned green and began flying around the countryside, cursing everything in her path. When I found out, I sealed this passage to her home, fearing that an innocent villager might fall prey to her dark magic. But now, it must be unsealed, for when we separated, she took my magic ink. I need that magic ink back. I would do this myself, but I can't see her again. That's why I need your help. In order to unseal this passage, you'll need to Dark Talisman. Talk to Krobus in the sewer. He should know where to find one. I'm counting on you. If you can retrieve my magic ink, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Now go. Okay, just teleport away. Oh! Is that your wife? Yikes, man. I'm kidding. But yeah, so now we have a new quest to work on. Dark Talisman. Enter the sewer and ask Krobus for the Dark Talisman. So maybe we'll work on that today as well. You up here somewhere? Oh yeah, it up here is where you have to deliver the trash to, for the Lewis, or not Lewis, I can't think of his name. It's something with an L, but it's not Lewis. Linus. I suck with names, dude. Linus, quest or whatever. Wait, is he not up here? I could have sworn. I need to just break that rock. I could have sworn that Sebastian came up here during the spring. I guess not, because he's not up here. Okay, I guess we'll go to the next spot, and I'll try to make sure we come back later in the day to check up on him, because he's probably doing something else right now. But yeah, we'll head to the next place I want to go to, I guess. Looking at the bookseller, I haven't brought the books to trade in, but I think I'm going to buy Way of the Wind Part 2. It's a pretty expensive book, but having an increase to running speed even more, I think that's worth having as soon as we can. It's, again, not very much apparent, but it feels kind of subtle, but trust me, we are moving faster, and that'll help us get around, well, faster, so I'm happy to have that. Since we're close to the sewers anyway, might as well see if we can talk to Krobus and encourage him to actually tell us about this Dark Talisman. What is that? You're looking for a Dark Talisman? Now that you mention it, I did have one in my possession not too long ago. Unfortunately, I dropped it while exploring that tunnel in the far corner. Things started heating up in there, so I left in a hurry and sealed the entrance. You seem pretty sturdy, though, so I'll open it back up for you. Just be careful, okay? Please don't tell anyone about me. Humans tend to destroy things they can't understand. Oh, don't worry, Betty. I have no intention of selling you out or anything. 2 recipes here. Crystal Floor. For 500 gold, we'll buy that. And a Wicked Statue recipe, which is 1,000 gold, we'll buy that. Pretty cheap items, and I'd rather have them. Now that we've done that, do you like Frozen Tears? Thank you very much. Okay, he does like Frozen Tears. I know I was going to try to give that to Sebastian, but I don't know if I'll find him for sure, and I wanted to give that to Krobus, because admittedly, I've been not doing that for a while. So now we can enter this area that we couldn't enter earlier on. This area is very interesting, because you're going to find a lot of bugs and a lot of fiber. This is a great spot to get fiber if you need it for crafting, and this is a great spot to get bug meat, but more importantly, this is a great spot for you to be checking every day if you are struggling with finding ancient seeds. Since there are going to be a decent amount of bugs in these areas, you can come in here, slay a bunch of them, and they all have a chance of dropping, they all have a chance of dropping the ancient seed, but an ancient seed. So if you've been struggling or you're trying to collect a bunch of them really fast, this is a good spot to come to. So we're gonna have to work our way through. It's kind of like the Gold Scythe cave, where it's, I think, pretty predetermined for the most part. And instead of it being like we have to get to the next floor or anything, we just have to get to the end of the tunnel for the most part. But we're gonna be collecting stuff all on the way. 1, because bug meat's nice, but 2, because any more ancient seeds would not hurt. Once we make it to the very back, we'll find a chest. Inside, we find, well, you can probably already guess, you found the Dark Talisman. It's covered in bug slime. Gross. Okay, well, now that we have that, we should be able to, you know, kind of go to the next step of the process. Now, before we leave this area, of course, we could go around and, you know, find some rocks and stuff, but there's one other kind of bigger thing I want to do. While in this area, you're, of course, probably going to notice that there is water, and, of course, where there's water means you can cast your line into it. Now, you're going to be likely finding a lot of algae, which, unfortunately, does not count for our mission we have with Linus, where we have to be, you know, getting trash or whatever. But you can find a fish, and if you couldn't tell from that image, it is, in fact, a new fish at that. And this is the only area you can find this particular fish at. What do we get? A slime jack. As you can see here, it's a gold star. Nice. He's coated in a very thick layer of slime. He keeps slipping out of your hands. 225 gold. And there you can see, another one of the very few fish we're missing. Now there's only, I believe, 3 fish left. Yep, we are only missing 3 fish. That's crazy. But now we've done that, we can head to the next objective. But that was really cool. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Okay, so Sebastian is in here. I don't know where he was at before, but I'm glad we found him. Here's that seaweed Yastor. Thanks for the help. This is just what I wanted. Max heart sale? Yes, we are. Good job. Can you picture someone like me living on a farm? It seems ridiculous. Hey, buddy, I'm already taken, sorry. But no, I kind of couldn't, but that doesn't mean you can't. Got a ticket from that, got that mission done. We had another mission today on the board, which was for collecting enough wood and then give it to Robin, which is a very easy quest, especially now that we have a bunch of stamina and the best axe. So I just had to chop down 1 or 2 trees. So he's got to come over, talk to her, and we'll have yet another mission done. And we don't really need any of the friendship points with her. But 1, it gets us a little bit of money, but also 2, it gives us like the achievement for getting enough quests done. Okay, so now that we've done that, the remaining missions that we have are ones that either I can't do or ones I don't really feel like I need to do right now. So the one thing I do want to get to before the end of the day is now that we got the Dark Talisman, let's try going back over to where we were interacting with the wizard and we saw, remember that weird statue looking thing? We've seen it before, but we haven't really interacted with it too much. So if we come over here, you press A, it'll fly away. Very, I don't know what, it's like an obelisk. It reminds me of the pencil statue from Earthbound, for those of you who played that game. Once we enter in here, you'll find this really strange cave with like a weird looking paint symbol on it, and if you walk into it, thankfully you're not dead, we're just warped to a different area. We'll find ourselves here where we're encountering a henchman.
Go ahead, human. You want to pass? I'm sorry, this is private property. I'm sorry if I can't let you pass, I lose my job.
Oh. Well, we seem to be at an impasse. If you come here, however, with avoid mayonnaise, which, as it says, as it smells like burnt hair, and you show it to this individual,
that smell, I can't resist, give me that. Thanks.
He will take it off your person and then run away. He will then make his way into this hut, where we'll find a very interesting area. This appears to be where the wizard's wife, or ex, used to live. We can go over here and we can grab the magic ink that he wanted us to retrieve, but we have a little bit more to look at in here. These are all 3 statues that do different things. Let's start with the one on the right. Dark Shrine of Night Terrors. The ancient magic seal of protection will be lifted, allowing monsters to appear on your farm at night. Make an offering of 1 strange bun. This is interesting. Now, you may think, why would you do this? Well, it's because there are some monsters that can drop really nice items potentially on your farm, or if you just want to be like, it's nice to have a little challenge or whatever. It's a way of essentially having the wilderness farm, if you recall, way back from episode 1, without having to go with the wilderness farm layout, so it's kind of interesting. And it only costs 1 strange bun if you really want to, and you can always undo it by giving it yet another strange bun. The next shrine in the middle, Dark Shrine of Memory. The statue stares through you. So it seems like we have no reason to access this one right now. But then we have this one over here, Dark Shrine of Selfishness. Your children will turn into doves and fly away. Make an offering of 1 prismatic shard. If you absolutely hate your kids so much, or more preferably, you probably just want to change their names or something, you can give this statue prismatic shard and your children will turn to doves and fly away. It is one of the most disturbing parts of this entire game to me. Last thing of note in this house is you can find this little red spot on the ground, and if you walk into that, you'll find a quick way of accessing the wizard's tower. It's a bit of a teleport, so you can actually go to the wizard's house and immediately get up here. It's not really super useful, but it's nice just to have another way of being able to get around. You found my ink, excellent. Did you happen to see my ex-wife? No, well, about her house. Do you think she lives alone, or... Actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I said almost accidentally. What? Anyway, you must be wondering about your reward. Here. It's a book of summoning. The arcane potential is immense, but I'll make it simple for you. By using this book, you can summon magic buildings directly to your farm. I think you'll find it useful. Oh, I almost forgot to say, thank you. Give us a little, musical cue, because that's a quest complete right there. Hello, wizard. Forgot where I'm at. You must tell one I have the reason to believe that one of the locals is actually my daughter. Could be mistaken, but it's rare. But it does happen. Okay, I'll touch on that at a different time. So yes, once you've completed that quest, you can interact with this book here, and you will see new buildings. Junima Hut. Junimas will harvest crops around the hut for you. 20,000 gold, 200 stone, 9 star fruit, 100 fiber. Not that expensive, but compared to everything else, or it seems expensive, but compared to everything else, it's actually not that bad. Next up, the Earth Obelisk. 500,000 gold, 10 iridium bars, and 10 earth crystals. Water Obelisk, same thing, except, you know, it's different in terms of its same price. It does the same, somewhat, I just need to rephrase how I'm doing this. Warp you to the beach. 500,000 gold, 5 iridium bars, 10 clams, 10 coral. Desert Obelisk. 1,000,000 gold, 20 iridium bars, 10 coconuts, and 10 cactus fruit. And then an Island Obelisk. 1,000,000 gold, 10 iridium bars, 10 dragon teeth, and 10 bananas. And then the Golden Clock for 10 million gold. Prevents debris from appearing on your farm, keeps fences from decaying. Those are all the items here, and if you couldn't tell, this is as endgame as it gets. What you're seeing on this book is some of the last stuff we'll be achieving in this entire playthrough. Do not expect, it's gonna be a while until we get to any of that stuff. Oh boy. But there's one more thing to do before I probably go back to the farm and just work on some stuff. Of course, more water, more fishing. You can cast pretty far out, although I don't know if it actually increases your chances of getting anything great here. Once again, you're most likely to get things like seaweed, white algae, and normal algae, green algae if you will. But there is a small chance we'll get something else. I was hoping that would be it, I'll be honest. But there's a small chance we'll get something else, and I don't know how long it's going to take for me to potentially hook one, because, again, that is RNG dependent and can often take quite a while. Hey, there we go, look at that. But there we are, we have a fish here. You can see it's a new one based on the image up there, thanks to the bobber we have, being one that essentially spoils us, the sonar bobble. Or bobble, what? Bobber. And it's a fairly easy fish, it's one that is not going to be able to escape too often. And there we have a void salmon. Now, you can see here, salmon twisted by void energy. This fresh meat is jet black, but rapidly turns pink when exposed to air. Interesting. Worth a decent chunk of money, but if you recall if the name sounds familiar, It's actually because this is used in the missing bundle. A gold avoid salmon is one of the things you can put in. As I mentioned, these 4 items here are probably the easiest to obtain. The prismatic shard, dinosaur mayonnaise, caviar, and void salmon. That's not saying much because honestly, dinosaur mayonnaise and prismatic shard are very RNG dependent, whereas caviar and void salmon are mostly just based on your fishing skill. And since we don't need all of these, that means it'll come down to if we're going to put in a wine or an ancient fruit. Since we have a bunch of extra dinosaur eggs, I can just put in for dino mayonnaise. We have a ton of prismatic shards. Caviar is something we get a ton of, and of course we just got this void salmon. But that is one of the few remaining fish, meaning we only have 2 more for us to get. That being said, I'm going to now head back to the farm, work on it for the remainder of the day, and I'll see you guys tonight at our funds. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. And here are our funds for the day. You can see what we made. Sold the ginger, so that way it's in our compendium. We got a little bit of money, you can see, thanks to our aged crimson fish roe. God bless it. And here's a bunch of money that we earned. Definitely, I don't think we made back what we spent on the Way of the Wind book 2 or whatever, but I think that's fine because that upgrade is a permanent one, so I'll take what we can get. Starting this day off, it is a blank day, meaning there's nothing really happening today that is demanded of us. Tomorrow is the Egg Festival. It's also going to rain tomorrow as well on the island. So that being said, what are we going to get up to today? I'll feed Red and you can just focus on running the farm. Thank you, honey. As you can see when I open my inventory, you'll see I have a lot of trash on me. Now, if you look also in our quest meter after looking at that, you can see I have half the trash gathered. Now you may be wondering, how the frick did you get that, considering, if you recall how late it was when I, cut or whatever? There's no way I would have gotten that many, things in that, limited amount of time, right? Like, how the frick am I supposed to have gotten that many pieces of trash legitimately? Well, it's because we're actually able, as long as you kind of knew this, and I think I've already kind of talked about it, there is a very easy way to actually collect trash in this game. It's not too often you'd really want to do that, but in a situation like this, where your quest, I wouldn't say demands it, but definitely encourages it, there is a reason to go for trash, and there's kind of a way of going about it. I mentioned this way earlier on, however, I'll mention it again now. If you are to fish on your farm, as long as you don't have the fishing farm, or the beach farm, you can go over to one of your little ponds, and you try fishing in it, you are almost always going to get a type of trash. Now, it can be algae, and it can be, I think, seaweed as well, but as you can see, you have a extremely high chance of getting trash. There's almost, I don't think there's any fish you can catch in here. However, you can catch, I believe, algae, maybe not seaweed, but you can also catch Joja Cola, and neither of those two things count for this quest. So you just have to keep that in mind. But yes, this is the easiest way of getting the trash you need. If you happen to pick one of the farms that give you the fish, there are other methods you can use. It's just if you're using any of the other farms outside of the beach or the ocean farm or whatever, then this is a great method to do since it's so close to your house anyway. Like, you can see just how much trash we got in a short amount of time. We only need 6 more. But I'll do my daily chores first and then get back to that. But I want to talk about that. Oh yeah, our kale is done. I just need to... I probably should keep the iridium scythe on me. It's just I don't like the idea of having, over half my inventory full of just tools. But yeah, technically, I probably should. But yeah, that being said, I'm going to go through the daily chores. You all know how it is. And then afterwards, I'm probably going to fish for the rest of our trash just to get out of the way. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay, so I actually did collect all the pieces of trash using the method I mentioned. So we're just going to come up here and we're going to dump it all in. Again, make sure you do not use Joja Color or anything like that because it will not count for the quest. Once it's completed, we can come up here and get 500 gold. Not worth much, but considering the fact that trash is literally worth 0 gold normally, unless you process it into stuff, 500 gold is still technically money being made. And it's, nice to actually feel like we cleaned up the valley. Couldn't tell from our inventory, we're going to be getting up to some shenanigans today. First things first, I'm going to head down to, if you couldn't have guessed it, the beach, as we indeed are going to Ginger Island today. Very exciting. I'll see you guys at the island. So we've made it to the island, and as you can see, it is raining, which means it's going to be a bit of a different day. It's maybe the first time we've been here when it's raining. I think we've been here one other time when it was raining. One thing I do before we really start anything else off is I want to fish, because if you recall, I mentioned there was a fish that we were missing. Oh god, I don't need trash anymore. There is a fish we were missing here. We got one, which was the lionfish, but there's one other one that I believe is only out during the day. I think it's only during the day. I'm not sure if the rain will actually corrupt that or take over that slot, so we'll fish for a little bit. Hey, another gold walnut, we'll take that. I think that's our 3rd one from fishing, which means we have 2 more left to get from fishing, which is nice. Okay, 1 more from fishing. You know what? Give me what? If you give me all the gold water... That's insane. Okay, well, there's all 3, and that's hilarious. we got all 3 of the remaining gold walnuts we needed from fishing. We can't get any more from fishing because we've gotten, I think, 5 in total. That's a tuna. That's also not what we need, but I thought we'd catch it. I'm going to double check really fast on my notes just to make sure that... Oh, I was looking down at my phone because I was trying to check my notes. See, it's hilarious, though. Because, again, as I mentioned, I feel like a lot of the RNG-related gold walnuts could take quite a while. And can be very annoying to work with, so... Whatever. Either way, I'm going to cut until I have my answer or until I've caught the fish. Either way, I'll see you guys in just a moment. Well, if I didn't feel like an idiot already, I definitely do now. Turns out it is a freshwater fish, not a saltwater fish, so we just can't fish for it in the ocean. I don't know why I didn't think of that or remember that. Stupid me, I guess, but that's nothing new. It's a little annoying, but whatever. But it's not determined by weather or time, to my knowledge, from what I saw, so if it's indeed in here, it's whatever. Besides, you know what? We got our gold walnuts, and that's what really matters. Oh, wait, is this not a freshwater spot? This is the river, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, maybe it connects... no, wait, no, because it shouldn't matter if it connects to the ocean, right? Well, it's not being fed from... Okay, I guess it has to be, because you're not supposed to be able to catch the line... It has to be in the ocean, so I guess this isn't fresh water. Maybe I'm being even more stupid than I thought. Okay, so then I think the spot to go to, or the spot we would want to go to check this, would be the quarry area, if you recall. And we'll see. Also, I could have used the Parrot Express, because I think we paid for that, but I'm just so used to walking at this point. It's like, whatever. I could eat a crab cake, because that increases... Plus, we're low on energy anyway, so that'll give us the boost we need to walk around and whatnot. If you can tell, we're going to try to make some progress in the volcano, even though it's a bad luck day today. But first things first, I want to try to get this fish. So I'm going to cut until either we've gotten it, or until I'm like, you know what, let's just do something else. Either way, I'll see you guys in just a moment. And there it is, the blue discus. A brightly colored tropical fish that's popular in aquamarines, or aquariums. You didn't hear anything. And we also got a fossilized spine from fishing as well, which is cool. That's something we were missing. But there we go. That means there's only 1 fish left for us to catch in the game. How exciting is that, huh? I cannot believe I said aquamarine, dude. I'm the biggest idiot. Hello, I'm just going to drop this off while we're in here. Just that way it's out of the way and not in my inventory takeout space. There you go. Still missing some stuff for that one, though. You know what, dinner so far, is one of the most pristine specials I've ever seen. Thank you. You got it, my friend. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to actually get the main event started by heading into the cavern. So, I'm going to probably speed it up unless there's something of note, just so you can kind of see it, because this will be our first full run through, or hopefully full run through. So, wish me the best of luck, and let's get into it. Once we make it to floor 5, or level 5 of the cave, you will find it to be a bit different.
Wow, 5 minutes exit shortcut.
Sure. 5 gold wants, we have 19 anyway, might as well give them for something. Now if we need to, we have a quick way of leaving at any point. Now in here you'll find sometimes crates, which can contain these like weird robot enemies, or actual just loot. You can find a spot to refill your watering can, which as I mentioned is very helpful. And we can find what appears to be someone similar to the dwarf, but first let me throw something away so I can actually grab that magma cap. And you'll see, you are very brave to come here, please. Cinder Clown Shoes. You can see he has a bunch of different items that only a few cost money and the rest are a little different. Cinder Clown Shoes for 100 Cinder Shards. Magic shoes shoes belong to a famous dwarfish gesture. The Diamond Hunter. All stones with a chance to drop a diamond when mined by hand. 1,000 gold is what it's worth, but it only requires 10 diamonds to actually get that. You can buy bombs here, should you wish to. You can see a pink bow. See a recipe for a warp totem for the island, and ginger ale. We'll get the ginger ale recipe because it's pretty cheap, but we'll save up for the other one. Really cool little spot. Also, if you recognize the time may be a little different when I started the run, it's because my game actually crashed for a few seconds into the run, so I'd have to reset. For the most part, I think everything got fairly similar to what happened before the crash, thankfully. So if you're curious, that's what happened. And then the other thing is we completed a Slayer goal, which I believe is for the slime, which is really exciting, and we reached a new level of understanding, which means we need to have, next time we're in the valley, we can up our mastery skill. We're going to try to get a little bit further, though I don't know if we'll be able to make it all the way to the end of the volcano. We'll have to see. Either way, let's continue. Once you make it to level 10, you will be presented with a whole different area, along with this really wacky earthbound sounding music. First things first, up here, you can find a gold walnut and another one, 2 in total, that are on these bushes, as you can see nearby. But if we head up here, you can see we're at the top of the volcano from the looks of it. We have a chest that if we interact with will give us a prismatic shard. Really cool. Just get one of those for free. And you can see there's some weird creatures over there. And more importantly, if we interact with this object here, we have a forge. Place weapon or tool in the left slot, place gemstones in the right slot. You can also combine 2 runes. What does this all mean? Well, I guess we're gonna have to find out. But first things first, let's try figuring out what it means by putting a tool in here and finding stuff. Let's put our iridium pickaxe in here. And since we've got a prismatic shard, we got an extra one actually. For 20 of this, you'll make what appears to be another iridium axe. Or pickaxe. But there's a purple star on it. Why not? What did we get? Used to break stones. Now there is a purple star on it. This is the introduction of foraging in Stardew Valley. The forge is where we're at right now. It's the giant thing we just had. And it's one of the reasons I didn't want to spoil something that I'm going to now talk about once we get to the mastery thing again. There are multiple different enchantments or like upgrades you can get. And you can put them, as you can see, on your tools as well as your weapon if you wanted to. I just put it on the pickaxe because that's what we're going to be using a lot. Now, when it comes to like what exactly does what and stuff, it kind of depends because each single tool has its own like sort of list with a few exceptions, but there are a few that kind of repeat. So when it comes to the tools themselves and it comes to, okay, well, what about the forge and what can we make from it? Well, I'm going to pull up a list, hopefully somewhere on screen now, and it will kind of show what does what, in terms of like what enchantment means what, for at least the tools that we currently have. It's probably gonna be a big list, and so it's gonna take up a lot of space, so I'll give you guys a second to kind of like look through it, and so you can kind of get a feel for what everything means and whatnot. But maybe you can kind of get a, you know, like I already said a feel, but you know what I mean. Maybe you can get an idea as to just how much this is. Now, foraging is really interesting because for like enchanting it, of course it says you have to put a gemstone in or something. Depending on what you put in, you actually may get something out, if that makes sense. And one of the big ones is that you can actually get like different enchantments, I think is what they're called in game. But it depends on what you put them on. So for example, the gemstone can do different things depending on what tool you use it on. For example, we have, for the pickaxe, just as an example, the one we just got, is one that you can get on all of them. It is efficient. Efficient you can get on any of the tools, and what it means is that there are no energy drain when used. This sounds really good, and it kind of is, having no energy be used when you're using an item. But at this point in the game, energy's way less important for us, so we're not super really, well, caring, if that makes sense about that. We would definitely rather have something else, just don't really know what. Well, there's a few other things. There's Powerful, which adds 1 extra power level to our pickaxe and or axe, which would mean it'd take less time to break certain things, which is nice. We have Swift, tool use is 33% faster, which is definitely nice. It could make getting through some things a little bit quicker. But when it comes down to it, that's actually not that bad. The pickaxe doesn't really have anything that I think is super duper amazing in terms of an enchantment. So instead, we're going to go for something else. How about we do our watering can next? Put it in with the prismatic shard. We have more at home, thankfully that's why I've been saving them up. And we have efficient, which I already told you what that did. Not really what I wanted for it, but hey, we can come back another time and always re-enchant it. We just have to have the actual prismatic shard to do that. Once we get to the top, we can actually find this little way down here. Press this little pressure plate, and there we go. Now we have access to this area. You can also find a parrot here. Build bridge rack! So for only 5 walnuts, which is fairly cheap, so I'm just going to do this now. You can have a bunch of parrots come in here, and so you don't have to bring your watering can at least to enter. You will have to likely want to bring it just to actually get around. But now we have a permanent way of accessing the actual cave. And anytime we enter, we can actually go right over there to the right and get access to our the top of the volcano, the forge. So you don't have to go through all those floors of the cave just to reach the foraging area, in case it's something you really wanted to do. Now that's done. I'm going to come over here. We're going to put a magma cap away, because we need to sell one of those. I'm just going to sell the blue disc or whatever. And then is there anything else here I think I have to sell? I think I already sold a cinder shard, didn't I? I sold one of those. Please I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Just want to make sure I did for the compendium thing or whatever. Gonna grab our jades, and we're gonna hop in bed for the night. Nice that we finally made it to the top of the volcano. I definitely been putting that off, I think, a little too long, but hey, we got something accomplished. That's what matters the most. There's our funds of the day. Nothing super special, but some stuff for the compendium, and we, of course, made some progress towards the getting 15 of each crop sent with the green beans and stuff. Bit of an odd few days we've had, but it's going to be exciting. Next time, we're going to be going to the Egg Festival for the second time. Haley's birthday is going to be coming up, and we're going to have the Desert Festival coming up as well. A lot of new stuff happening in the valley. I hope to see you all then.